But me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not even.
It seems as though Steph Curry cannot catch a break out here on these internet streets, because now we have people not only documenting, but also compiling clips of his wife, Ayesha Curry's disrespect that she has inflicted upon him his entire career, that career being one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And stories like this continue to remind me to never settle for an Ayesha Curry. Go ahead and get yourself a Savannah James. Nevertheless, we're here to watch one of these compilations and break it down. This comes from the YouTube channel Jamari, so let's get active on this one. Without further ado.
So throughout my time on Earth, I've gotten to see some of the greatest athletes ever. And sometimes a single individual comes around and changes the game altogether. Someone comes in and dominates in such a way that has you contemplating self-deletion as you hear this against your team.
Hurry, way downtown, bang! Bang!
Steph Curry, the greatest three-point shooter of all time. I hate to say it, but he, Kevin Durant, and the Golden State Warriors are the sole reason I checked out on the NBA back in around 2018. That is simply how dominant they were. And I don't know if it's just like a light-skin thing, as if they are required to go through a humiliation ritual to obtain their powers. But I liken Steph to both Patrick Mahomes and Will Smith. We all know that years ago, Patrick's girlfriend at that time, Brittany, was embarrassing him with countless tweets, fan interactions, and videos featuring his worthless brother Jackson.
All those people that doubted us and hated on us and thought we were going to lose this game, yes, I did!
It is so sad to watch these different examples of men who effectively give their woman everything, remove all of their financial problems, build a lifestyle of stability and comfort, and these women seemingly, through their boredom, will go out of their way to create chaos. Not all of them, all right? Again, shout out to Savannah James. But the ones that do, shout out to Jada, Ayesha, and this goofy on the screen right here. You continue to make men rationalize this very serious decision. But as men, you must understand that peace is not something that money can buy. Peace is bought with respect. For these three cases alone, respect of the woman onto the man is questionable. And when the respect towards you lacks, oftentimes they will make it up in their quest for attention and drama. I don't care how big or how strong a castle that you build, she will go out her way to never find peace in that castle and disturb your peace.
Now, to be completely fair to her, I feel like she has calmed down with most of that and really distanced herself from the sideshow brother. And as for my guy Will, y'all know his legacy was tarnished because his wife loves to emasculate him every chance she gets.
Yeah.
Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
How do we even get the content?
If you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
And we have also talked in the past how Steph's wife Ayesha is yet another one of these women who does this exact same thing. I think the downfall really began the night of June 16th, 2016, when LeBron would score 41 points, evening up the NBA Finals at 3 games apiece, before eventually coming back in historic fashion from being down 3-1 to Steph Curry and the Warriors. Following that night, Ayesha would tweet that the NBA was rigged, and that she had just witnessed it with her own 2 eyes. To me, this was the first sign that she was beyond willing to speak her mind, no matter what the cost and how it could affect her husband and his career. Keep in mind, Steph has always kept his head down and his nose clean. Like, I'm talking about absolutely no scandals on or off the court.
None.
While also pocketing a cool $1 billion along the way.
He's a good man.
And I feel like when Steph was first going off, really making a name for himself, everyone loved his family. He was bringing out the baby to the press conference. The wife was doing the cooking show, but it was simply not enough for Ayesha, and over time, it's really just gotten more and more embarrassing. First 6 years ago, we had this clip from the Red Table Talk where relationships go to die. Ayesha went on there with the Sith Lord herself, and also Steph's mother of all people, and she had this to say about yearning for attention from other men. Because there are women out there constantly thirsting over her husband, and she wanted some of that same lust.
Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention.
Stop it. Get some help.
But me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. You're not even.
It's actually wild to see not only the mother, but then the Sith Lord herself, Jada, comment, but you're not looking. Essentially what they're saying is shut up, Ayesha. You about to blow the bag saying this dumbass, insecure, dumb shit. But this was officially the start of it all. I would say less so that tweet. That actually shows that she would support Steph no matter what. But this was an absolute mistake, allowing her to go up on these podcasts. And I already know, he's between a rock and a hard place, because he has these private conversations with her and he just wants her to be happy. Meanwhile, she goes up to these places and treats them like therapy as opposed to a way to try to build on their brand, to make it appear stronger than what it actually is, and continue to uphold him as well as the family, as well as work on her own brand. But wait, it gets worse.
Tell you something.
Now, her saying all that while Curry's mom is sitting right next to her is downright insane to me. She even tries to save her by saying, oh, you're not looking for that girl. What does it matter?
Something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
Shut up, dummy.
And keep in mind, they did get married fairly young, so maybe she did not get to experience all of the things that she wanted to. But saying that you crave the attention of other men when you're already a mother and a wife for years at that point is strange. And something that she really should have kept to herself or talked about in private. And that is really going to be a running theme in this video. It's not like it's wrong to have feelings because relationships are complicated and they go through various stages. But hey, here comes Jada to give her some advice.
Because I dealt with that for years too, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
not
God,
fair.
I mean.
Because I don't want it, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
But
That
when
can
your
get
radar's
dangerous.
turned off,
That could- you see the wife?
beautiful.
Real
Don't
dangerous.
ever think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like I wish. Honestly. And I'm gonna tell you who knows
gross.
that more.
You know what's fascinating about this is listening to Steph's mom saying that is that this can get dangerous. And she's 1,000% correct. Those thoughts are a slippery slope downhill towards divorce. I did a video not too long ago and I was talking about how women outside of a marriage respect marriage less than men outside of a marriage. And my advice to the dudes is like, don't even put yourself alone in these rooms with these women that might be attracted to you or might be attracted to your situation. That's the type of advice that a man can give to another man in the spirit of accountability. Meanwhile, you want to have the attention and the attraction of men because you see groupies attracted to Steph. Just like I've said, she thinks that she's better than Steph initially when they got married. So it perplexes her watching women attracted to Steph at a rate higher than men attracted to her. Which is so crazy is because it's within a marriage.
Right,
That
you're
can get
beautiful.
real
Don't
dangerous.
ever think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like I wish. Honestly. And I'm gonna tell you who knows that more than anybody. Your husband.
Yeah, so Curry's mom even tells her, like, this is a dangerous line to walk.
But
That
when
can
your
get
radar's
dangerous.
turned
Now, the next instance of embarrassment would occur on yet another daytime talk
This is
show,
crazy.
The Real.
I forgot about
this.
this.
Clip does go viral time and time again because of what happens after they bring out this old up shirtless
Yeah.
dude named Marcel.
This is wild. Is that the Old Spice guy? Look at this.
Now, the hand gesture there is just absolutely diabolical. And I get that she's like joking, but if the tables turned and Steph was doing the same thing around some cocktail waitress on a podcast, I think that both women and men would think that that shit is pretty wild.
Yeah.
And it's funny how it's always another woman on
That are trying to save her ass. Jenny Ma over here like, put it down, stupid.
the show, who immediately sees what she's doing as crazy and tries to get her to stop. And during this same interview, she would also go on to put Steph's love for feet on display. Yes, I'm serious.
This is gonna turn into a whole other thing, but my husband really loves my feet.
Oh, I love that.
And so, like, the light was hitting him just right that day. And so I was like, let me just snap this photo and put a picture of my feet. So I always say, like, when he says to send nudes, like, that's what he's getting, a picture of my bare feet.
Why would you share this?
I don't know if he's happy about that, but that's
And like I said, there is nothing inherently wrong with him beating his meat to feet, but some things are once again better kept private.
All right, girl, now we know something about him. He likes feet.
Dog, why would you share
He's going
that?
to kill me.
He's going to kill me is crazy, which means that she didn't even have a conversation about taking something in private and then putting it out in the public. The number one outside of respect, or the sub-bullet to respect, is privacy. If you got a chick that don't know how to keep it private, your information, details that are only between you and her, she can't help but to share everything that you share with her. Red flag. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
Antics, it's really only gotten worse. As a couple weeks back, Ayesha went on the Call Her Daddy podcast to talk about how she has felt discontent with her life as a mother from time to time, and how it's basically hard to deal with her not being the star of the show.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl, and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
And it's fine to look back in retrospect and acknowledge hard moments where maybe you question your life path or your decisions, or maybe even your identity. But later she says this is something that still bothers her till this day.
But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
And
she's so delusional. There was never anything interesting about yourself. And it's like now she's projecting the bullshit onto Steph and to the family. How does a child turn 1 year old and all of a sudden you just lost yourself, right? Like you just completely, as the maids come in and as the lawn care workers are tending to the, right? Like, and as all of these people around you doing the things for your life that would take normal women's life up because of it's an activity, especially single mothers, you lose yourself with all of that support after your daughter turns 1 year old. Here's the thing, and one of the issues that I have with particular therapists is like, at what point are y'all going to hold them accountable? Instead of acknowledging the ways that they feel and that they should feel this way, and, let's give you some workplace activity or workbook activities to kind of think through this. When are y'all just going to say, listen, there's something wrong here in the way that you feel about this? Your feelings should be considered, but sometimes the way that you feel about something is not objective reality. And part of this, I blame the cushiness and the entitlement to the cushiness within our entitled ass society today. They feel so overwhelmed. It's like if you try to go into a gym and you're trying to deadlift 200 pounds and you've never been to the gym before, then you may be overwhelmed. But if you train yourself with difficult things throughout life, put yourself into periods or modes where you have to persevere through something, perhaps fail through something, and then get back up again and try it again. And within all of that, you gain life experience and knowledge in order to know how to overcome things. It's almost as if the ease that Steph has introduced to her is enabling her bad behavior. This is actually a large argument. You know, I don't care how much financial foundation I have when kids come down the line. They will barely see that shit. And in fact, I'm going to raise them exactly how my father raised me, because they have to feel the average life, not the entitled life, not the spoiled life, because the entitled or the spoiled life, there's no way to build character. Little to no way. Let me not say no way. Let's go.
To me is like she is a very successful person on her own merit. Like, don't get me wrong, being his wife likely opened most of these doors for her in these situations, but she also hit home runs with her opportunities, having several very successful restaurants. She has also been highlighted time and time again on magazines and even having her own TV shows. I'm just saying, it's not like she's some silent woman in the corner only there to appease her husband. Yet she still comes off as insecure, but then again, she did say that she thought that she would be the breadwinner, despite also knowing that Curry was going to be a high draft pick, making massive waves in college when they met.
I didn't know that he was going to end up playing basketball. Like, he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like, I thought I was gonna be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know.
I don't know, I just don't really understand how someone can come off as so ungrateful after having such a fortunate hand dealt to them in life. Like, she has 1 million times the opportunity that other women have. I'm talking about nannies, endless therapy, countless money, and
I'm so glad he's showing all of
opportunity
this.
Being open to build an identity away from simply being a wife and mother, which it is very apparent to me that Steph has allowed her to explore. And yet she just comes out to crap on it every couple of years. I mean, to me, we all have a role to play in our life and our various relationships. And I don't know if she needed more dating experience or to get out the mud on her own. But to me, she really just comes off as if she had a full ride at Jada's school of embarrassing your husband. I mean, you would never catch LeBron's wife on this shit, out here taking backstage photos with Drake. Like, she won't even take a picture with a male fan because she knows the narratives that could spark from that. And I want to make it clear, in no way am I saying that women need to, like, sit back and be silent and try and look good, or that they can't have an identity outside of their family or their husband. If anything, I think the exact opposite. I think that those things are very healthy. I'm just saying that it seems like every time she opens her mouth, it's always bad and embarrassing. Like, maybe she just needs to stop doing these interviews. I don't really know what the solution is. But yes, every time she goes viral, it's for something like this. But either way, I do want to know what you guys think about this situation.
Well, I'm gonna let you know. I have little to no sympathy for her within her situation, and I don't know how anybody would have sympathy for her within her situation. She knew the type of man that she was going to marry. And I'm assuming that is, she married Steph after she figured out where his life was most likely going to go. Of course, initially she thought he was just going to be a high school basketball coach, but she knew what she was signing up for. And what's crazy beyond all of this is that, listen, if it wasn't for, like, let's say that she followed this girl boss shit, she would be less known, less status. She'd be invisible, okay? She'd be one of the other hundreds of millions of America that have no voice, have no platform, but she's done absolutely cool things within her life on the back of the success of a Steph Curry, and she's created like 3 or 4 kids. And what's craziest is that if Steph wasn't who he is, and let's say that Steph was just an average man and she had gotten married, she would already been gone. This would already, but it's because of who he is that she maintains the marriage. She would have long been gone. How many G's, y'all gonna be down in the comment section, can cite similar issues within your past wife where it was never enough? Nothing was ever enough. And y'all not together anymore. At some point, you have to ask, where's the line? When will enough actually be enough? If you become successful, you have love, you have a family, you have stability, and still you are not satisfied, then the problem is not external. The problem is not Steph. It's you. It's internal. And what's messed up is that this constant search for more or the line of enough, it is a destroyer of peace. And sadly, many of these women that carry this ideology, and especially these women have been, they're in the matrix of feminism. And what it is that he has created for her is not enough because she's not doing it independently. They don't ever realize how damaging that it is until it's too late. And that's the unfortunate part. But all right, I think I'm done with this content here. Guys, drop me your questions, comments, concerns down up in the comment box down below. And I'll leave you with this. And I said this kind of in the content, is that your peace is priceless. You can't negotiate on respect. You can't buy femininity. And if a woman does not value you for who you were before the spotlight, then she will never respect you when the lights come on. Please remember that, and please choose wisely. All right, guys, drop me them comments down below. Let's talk about it. All right, let's get active on it. Shout out to Jamari for the original source content. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description box down below. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
Oh, man, yo, if only Kevin Samuels was alive to see this. Perfect. The prettiest women do the ugliest things. Already know what time it is. It is time to get active.
Gotta subscribe, it's MTR. Hit the like, leave a comment, it's free of charge. Get active, no acting, we men at large. Without further ado, let's set it off.